All right, guys, welcome back to Undefeated Locals. Today we're doing something a little different. We're doing Star Wars Shatterpoint, a miniature war game. We have our resident Star Wars expert with us, Jedi Wookiee here.
Yep, that's me.
We decided we're going to do a box opening for y'all. We're not going to do whole gameplays of this. We're going to do like battle reports, box openings, painting, general miniature stuff. No one wants to watch a 3-hour game. Unless you do, let us know.
Yeah, we can do it.
Today we have the core set, the Twice the Pride Squad pack, the Hello There Squad pack, the High Ground Terrain pack, and the Cover Terrain pack.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everything that exists for this. You can get rulers and dice as well, but like as far as
they come in the core set anyways.
Yeah. Get the core set and you're good on that.
Cool. I'll probably start with the core set.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we did get a cool little foil card here. This is a Shatterpoint card. It's one of the cards you use in the game. It's the only foil card in North America currently. There's other ones I hear in EU, but for now, that's the only foil card.
Only one we got.
Looks really good.
The art on the box already is just amazing.
Yeah, I like that they went with the, like, not quite the Cartoon Network style, but like
somewhere in between the Cartoon Network style and like almost comics, similar to the animated show, like Rebels and stuff.
Yeah.
And then right out of the gate, they do something super cool that I have never seen any other miniatures game do. These are scenes that you can fold up for photographing your minis.
That is...
So they just fold up. You prop them up against the box, however you want to do it. You got to fold them a little better than that.
Yeah.
And then for photographing your minis, so you can do it with the Shatterpoint backdrop, or they've got the snow-covered Hoth style, typical desert planet that's in everything Star Wars ever.
Yeah.
That's
one
super
of 9
cool.
different planets. Yeah.
Cool little thing to add. They basically add this in place of printed assembly instructions. There's no actual printed instructions. You have to get those off their website for assembling all the miniatures.
Yeah, that sounds correct, actually. Well, I mean, it's neat with preferred instructions as well. But...
Yeah, right. And got a whole bunch of cardboard tokens, damage tokens, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of things, right? Like hunker tokens.
Yeah, hunker tokens. You've got your objectives that get placed on the board depending on the objective-based version you're doing. You've got wound tokens, force tokens, all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like 100 and something tokens.
Yeah, I got plenty of tokens across several games, so I'm gonna need to get another box.
Got your rulebook, which has already been updated as of this morning. But this is super cool too. It has little snippets from Snips, just little tips for playing the game.
Okay.
Cool little flavor stuff they added to it.
Nice.
And then lots of piles of plastic.
Those are my favorite part.
There's a lot in this one. You got your bases, a bunch of terrain pieces. I believe the movement tools are in there somewhere.
Yeah.
If not this one of the other bags.
Probably in there. Like that seems like just a big bag of generic stuff.
The core set, I believe, has 2 extra of the regular size small bases. But those are the only extra bases in anything right now. So it's not like Crisis Protocol where you get extra bases in literally everything you buy.
Gotcha. There we go. There's the meat of it.
Yep. Some more terrain. This is your miniatures, sprues. I have seen some people that have had these where there's already pieces off the sprues, so be careful.
Yeah.
They're small.
They're larger than most miniatures games, but they're still
small. Yeah. And then, that's where the movement tools are.
Okay.
You hear those moving around in there. I should probably show those off because they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like the Crisis Protocol Shatterpoint movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. And this uses almost identical movement tools to Crisis Protocol. There's a little bit of difference with the shove tool. Marvel Crisis Protocol does not have that.
Yeah, yeah. I learned from their mistakes, right?
Yeah. Missing one more piece. There it is. Come here. Oh. Cat wants to be involved.
Cat wants to eat the plastic.
So these are just like the Crisis Protocol ones. They just snap together. That's your movement tools. Got some cool art on them. This one's got a couple of Jedi. Tatooine
Nice.
sunset.
I've seen some people paint those. Looks pretty neat.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. Game Castle has theirs painted. That one's got 2 suns for Tatooine and some droids. And then I'm missing one more movement tool.
Long range.
The shove.
Oh, the shove.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah. Now, these are your normal range tools. 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you need a 1 range, they make it simple, just like with Crisis Protocol. That's a 1 range.
Yep. Need that surprisingly often.
And then this is the really unique one to this. This is the shove tool for when you're using force abilities or other ways of pushing people off of some of the gantries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you whether or not they're actually shoved off of something.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that you have to shove something entirely off, right?
Yes, it's there's a lot of contention with some of the rules because there are small little gantry, like little pieces that can be attached to the gantries.
Mm-hmm.
And as the rules are written, if you are pushed into that, you do not end up falling off of it. So if that's there, that little lip is enough to stop you from falling. Where personally in real life, that would cause me to fall.
Yeah.
But that's me. So. And here we've got all the cards and other various things, dice. Got your struggle tracker that advances as you progress through the game, and whoever wins the struggle wins the game.
Yeah, really ties to the whole push and pull of dark versus light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is super cool. They did a very good job of theming this one to Star Wars. It's not going to feel like Crisis Protocol with a Star Wars skin. It's definitely its own game.
Yeah, which I appreciate. Like, Crisis Protocol is fun, but
it's a great game. But yeah, like I wouldn't want to rebuy it with a Star Wars skin.
Yeah.
Got your damage, defense dice with all kinds of proprietary symbols, as all miniatures games like to do.
Yep, gotta go memorize those now.
Got various tokens for the struggle tracker, and I forget the black ones are used for.
I believe that is as the game progresses, if you don't push the struggle over.
Yes, yeah, they are the momentum tokens.
Momentum,
yes,
that's the word.
That's the word they use. Similar to words used in our other game.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get your clear struggle token, your black momentum tokens, and then all of the fun cardboard.
Yeah, so the way this game works is very different.
Very different.
You have your character, you have their damage tracks.
Yep.
And you have your character cards, because you don't just pick a character, right?
Right. Yeah. You shuffle your deck before each phase of the struggle, and then you draw from that deck, and that draw tells you which character you're activating next. So it's not like other games where you're making the tactical decision on who to activate. You do have some tactical options because you can draw your character card, draw Ahsoka. I don't feel like activating Ahsoka right now, so I'm going to put this one in reserve, and I'm going to draw another one. You can only do that one time. If there is something already in reserve, you cannot play another one into reserve.
Yeah.
Your next activation.
If you have something in reserve, I believe you have to decide whether you're using it or not, and then draw.
Right.
You can't.
You can't draw, oh no, I don't want this, I'm going to use this and swap them.
Yeah.
You can't, once you have one in reserve, you have to make the tactical decision ahead of time. Do I activate the one in reserve, or do I draw a random from the draw deck?
Yeah, that's, it's interesting. It's
yes, very, very different from any other games.
Yeah.
Little bit of a weird thing that I wasn't expecting. There's only one mission in the core box. There's not multiple missions to choose from. So you've got your one shifting priorities mission.
Mm-hmm.
You do, however, have different cards that are used for where the objectives get laid out on your game board.
Okay.
So you can play a dozen times and it won't feel exactly the same every time. I'm sure Atomic Mass also has plenty of other missions planned in future expansions and stuff they're releasing.
Expansions, and I'm sure they could just release print and play.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure they'll definitely do that. They'll have quick little, like, I know they finally showed off some of their organized play rules and stuff, so I'm sure they'll have special missions that can go along with that.
Yeah.
That LGSs will end up with.
And so this was the Shatterpoint card. This
Correct.
is what you shuffle one of these into your deck, and when you pull that one, you can activate any character, even if they've already been activated.
If they've already been activated. So it gives you the opportunity to reactivate one of your powerful force users. You do get 2 of them in the box as well. They're just not the fancy shiny ones that you get for the bonus.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gives you the ability to reactivate any character you would like. And then you have your skill trees for each of your characters. Some of those characters have different options depending on whether they're wounded or other things that can happen within the game.
Yeah, stances.
It's their various stances. A lot of them are just single-sided with just their skill tree. It shows off some of the type of damage they do, how many dice they roll, and that type of thing. One for every character in the game.
Yeah. At some point, we'll do a how to play, but that's not
absolutely today. Yeah. These are probably my favorite cards in the pack. They're the ones that get shuffled into your deck. They have incredible artwork on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope that they decide to do some special events that have foil versions of every single one of these.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite, but I'm a little biased when it comes to Rex. But they just did such a good job with the art.
Yeah.
And then the other cards are these here. These are your character ability cards. They've got some art on it. They show types of units they are. They show their points cost. For the leader characters, such as Ventress here, they show how many points you have available to spend. Okay. That's where the game also differs in how you construct a team. If you can take Ventress, she's worth 8 points, and that means you can then take other characters like Kalani and the battle droids that total to 8 points in order to build your squad.
Okay, so essentially you could take a weaker leader and field more units.
Fields more powerful units. For the most part, it's going to be the same amount of units per team. The only thing that will change is, for instance, battle droids will be multiple droids on one base, whereas clone troopers have one miniature on one base, so 2 of them are added to your team.
Okay.
But you have some of them. Anakin is a little more powerful than Ahsoka, so he only has 7 points to build with, whereas Ahsoka has 8, like Ventress.
Yep. Okay.
And that is the cards. Card size-wise, these fit in normal tarot sleeves. These do not fit in any current actual game sleeves that I have found on the market. Ultra Pro makes some 4x6 sleeves that they fit in pretty well, but they're penny sleeve thickness.
Gotcha.
Nobody makes any other ones that I've seen. They do make randomly top loaders that are this size.
Okay.
But that's be a very thick stack of top loaders to carry around.
Yeah.
So play around with that.
I mean, I suppose you don't carry the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. You just carry like what you're planning on playing.
Yeah. But yeah, they're interesting card sizes for sure.
Yeah, very, very interesting card sizes. That is the products in the core set.
All right. And yeah, if you buy a core set, that's everything you need to play a 2-player game.
Absolutely.
So, you can go in on this. If you have a buddy that wants to play one faction and you want to play the other, it's a pretty easy purchase. You just split down the middle. And
very interestingly, the game is not faction locked either. So you can play one squadron of dark side, one squadron of light side. That's totally allowed in the game. Right now, the only thing you can't mix is eras. But right now, that's not an issue because everything we have is currently from the Galactic Civil War or Galactic Republic era.
Yep. All right.
Trying to get all this put back in here. That's always the fun part.
Right? Yeah, no.
They have good art on the side of the box too.
Yeah.
Shows off each character. Some of the paint jobs by, I believe most of these were done by Dallas Kemp with Atomic Mass Games. Phenomenal painter. I've watched some of his Twitch streams. He's they're far better than I'll ever be.
Takes a lot of time and practice, and I don't have either of those.
And yeah, you get I think it's 16 miniatures. You get Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, Maul, Gar Saxon, bunch of battle droids, Ventress, Anakin, Kalani, Rex, Jango Fett, some Death Watch Mandalorians, some 501st Clone Troopers, and some of the Mandalorian Super Commandos go along with Gar Saxon. So you get a good mix of characters in the core set.
Yeah, yeah. And you can build off of that to make a real theme team at some point. Absolutely. If you want, or just chaos if you like that. That's fine. I don't like the airlock. I'm totally going to run you know, Maul and Vader on the same team.
100%. Yeah, like there's no reason like for fun house rule games or games at your LGS, like why not house rule that kind of stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
The other rule that actually makes a lot of sense is you can't have two of the character that would be the same character. So you're not going to be running Vader and Anakin on the same team.
Yeah,
that's a little difficult to do, and that would make for a very overpowered team.
Oh yeah, I could imagine.
And we don't have Vader yet, but I believe one of the Vaders that they've shown off actually comes out next month in the next wave of releases. I believe that is when their little diorama set comes out that has a Vader and an Obi-Wan that are not actually era locked. They can be used in any era.
Okay, interesting. That might be a balancing decision for their competitive play scene.
And they're a little bit different too. So the Obi-Wan that comes in the Hello There squad pack is a leader character, whereas the Obi-Wan that comes in the diorama set that's coming out is a support character. So he's not going to be leading the team. So they're finding good ways to make us be willing to buy the same characters.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about that is that means that Vader can be fielded with clone troopers from the 501st, or it could be fielded with your stormtroopers.
Yeah.
I know you're particularly excited about the troopers.
Yeah. They've always been my favorite.
That's fair. Right. Get this back in here correctly.
Yeah, that looks about right.
No matter what you do, there's no way to get all back in the box.
No, never.
Everything
actually gains mass. Yeah.
It's just random cardboard, but you never know what you're going to need.
Fair. Let's go ahead and throw this back on top. And we'll move on to the next.
All right, what do we want to go for next?
Let's see. Well, we've seen what these come with. How about we open up one of those terrain packs and see what
check out
what all you get.
Well, this one comes with a whole bunch of pieces of terrain to make your battlefield better. My particular personal favorite in this one is the little gonk droid.
Yeah.
You can bet I'm going to be using one of those extra bases specifically just to attach that gonk droid to a base because he deserves to have a base too. We've got read this first. We're not going to read all of that.
Yeah, no.
Comes in every language, which is super cool. You don't have to worry about buying specific country versions of any of the expansions. The core set does not come with cards in every language, but the expansions will come with cards in 5 different languages.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just telling you not to swallow the pieces.
Pretty much, yeah, that's what it seems like. Too late. All kinds of rock formations, various parts to go on top of the sensor arrays and things like that. We already lost a piece that we warned ourselves about.
Yep. Some kind of exhaust.
Yep. Probably for one of the buildings.
Yep.
This game relies very heavily on terrain. They want you to build boards with lots of terrain attached to it at varying heights because height is a very big part of the game.
Characters can jump. There's like special maneuvers where they can jump and like force moves.
Some of the Mandalorians come with jetpacks that allow them to just fly up to higher levels.
Climbing up the ladders.
Yeah, climb up the ladders. There's this particular set comes with 2 ladders. There's several in the core set, and I believe 4 or 5 in the other terrain set as well.
Yeah.
I did see other people putting these together. I don't know if it doesn't appear to be this set, but there are certain ways that you want to put the tops on when you're attaching the roofs of the building. This one does not appear to be able to be attached in the wrong direction because obviously the one this would go up. But I believe there's some that we'll find in this other pack where you have to pay very close attention to how you're assembling your thing, or your ladders and bridges and things will not connect properly.
Fair.
And then here we go. There's our Gonk.
Yeah, there he is. Just the little guy.
In typical wargaming faction, lots of very small pieces. Does make for highly detailed miniatures, but also makes for fun putting them together.
Yeah. Pro tip, guys, if you haven't done miniature war games before where you have to assemble the pieces, don't cut pieces off of these until you're ready to use them. Leave them attached.
Yep.
That's the best piece of advice we can give you.
The instructions tell you which number. I believe, these ones, just like the core set, each piece is numbered on the side in typical wargaming and model building fashion.
Yeah.
Definitely don't clip everything before you start building. You will regret your life choices.
Yeah, that's the best piece of advice we can give you.
Absolutely.
All right.
I do love when game companies decide to make officially branded terrain. That's really cool. You can, of course, forego buying these if you want to save some money. Do your practical terrain building that you can find all kinds of tutorials on how to do. 3D printing, of course.
Yeah. And, you can do whatever you want. Like if you just want to get the core set and have at it, get a tissue box, get like a solo cup, you can make it work.
Yeah, the core set comes with plenty of terrain for your normal everyday games. They did a good job. They put a little bit of terrain from both of these sets into the core set. So you'll get some duplicates if you do like we did and get everything that's released. But it's duplicates of terrain is never a huge issue.
You can have as many rail platforms as you want.
You do all kinds of options for building crazy concoctions and have T-joints in the middle for all your gangways and things.
Once again, the plastic has gained mass since we took it out of the box.
Of course. We're not robots. We can't pack it the way they did.
Nope. So yeah, that's a typical terrain box. Not a whole lot in it, but the terrain, there's no cards you need, no dice, no rulers, anything like that. But definitely does upgrade your play experience a bit.
Absolutely.
So let's see. Let's have a look at our boys in blue here.
Absolutely.
So this is a squad pack. They're going to come out with some more of these shortly, rather. They're coming out with them really quick. Yeah.
It's looking like they're planning on 2 squad packs per month for at least the release window.
So again, our read this, don't eat the plastic. That's a very important piece of every kit. We'll put that over there for now. You see, not as many bags because you're only getting 4 units out of this. It's not a whole lot, but it's highly detailed. These units they look amazing.
And typically, Atomic Mass makes some of the best looking miniatures of any of the games I've played. I haven't played one that had particularly bad looking miniatures, but theirs are very, very well sculpted. People in their art and design and sculpting team are amazing.
Yeah.
You got your 1 sprue in this one. I believe this is another one. There's several miniatures throughout the released stuff that have head options that you can choose from.
Yeah, mask, or helmet, no helmet, stuff like that.
So this one in particular, Cody has Cody has the option of helmet or no helmet. So you can decide what you want to do with that. I think what I've decided on myself is I'm going to use the human head for the miniatures and then glue the helmet to the base for that miniature. So I get to paint both and don't have to worry about drilling tiny holes.
Yeah.
Because you can also magnetize it. My vision's not good enough to drill a tiny enough hole for that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Your 4 bases for your 4 miniatures.
And a ton of cards too, it looks like.
Yeah. A lot of these are probably the other language ones.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They come in 5 languages,
Yeah.
so
it looks like we've got our English language ones. We've got our French. We've German, several different languages.
yeah.
So it's nice that you don't have to worry about where in the world you're able to order these from if they are hard to find at the time. You're going to get the correct language for your region.
Picking it up on Amazon and not worrying. Yeah.
Obviously, they can't cover every language. That would be far too many cards.
Yeah.
Doing a pretty good job covering a lot of
the most
common
ones.
ones. And then I believe that is the same for these as well. Yes, we got these in every language as well.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy for people who don't, necessarily play in the same region to easily be able to tell what each card is too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's got to make distribution for them easier too. You don't have 6 different foreign language versions that are being shipped to different regions.
Yeah.
Just, oh, cool, this store in this country ordered it, let's ship it.
Definitely makes, supply chain a ton easier. My God.
Yeah. Take a look at the high ground terrain here.
Yeah, that one's got the real tall tower on it. Yes. I like that.
Yeah, and this is the one that's going to have a lot of the bridges and other platforms and things that can be used to connect all sorts of pieces of terrain together in different configurations. We've got another read this first, don't eat the plastic card.
Yep.
Oh. So we really want to make sure we're not going to eat the plastic. Yeah, this has got all your bridges.
Yeah.
Your supports. There's I don't believe it comes with enough supports to have 4 supports on every bridge as shown here. But
interesting.
Every bridge does not need 4 supports. You can probably get away with building 1 bridge with 4 supports total, as these easily connect to all of the buildings, and more often than not, you're going to be spanning them across 2 buildings. I don't remember, it should be this set that has 2 different directions on the roofs for the buildings. Yeah, this will probably show that here. So these little lips here are used for connecting the bridges. They will slot right into that.
Okay, so you got to make sure that ends
up. You want to make sure that side, the correct side, is facing up. On this one, again, it's pretty obvious which one would face up. But I remember I saw in on someone else's video that there are some that you have to be very, very careful.
Yeah,
and they can easily be glued in incorrectly.
That's kind of like the thing about all like miniatures games, right? Like, be careful while you're assembling, otherwise you're going to end up with a left hand on the right.
Yeah. And then in this one, we get lots of little resource boxes. I've seen some people do some cool stuff with these instead of leaving them all freestanding, as there is 8 of them, and that's a lot of crates.
Yeah.
I've seen somebody take 3 of them and glue them onto one of the extra bases to have a larger, taller terrain piece that will count as cover.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the cool thing about terrain. You kind of just do whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of having 8 free floating boxes in your terrain box, you can have like an actual piece of terrain.
Yeah, that'll fully count as cover, or however you want to play it. I haven't seen anything yet about whether or not this is similar to Crisis Protocol, where you can pick up and throw terrain. At least in the currently released figures, nobody has said anything or shown any ability.
There hasn't been. So in Crisis Protocol, it's very obvious what you can pick up and throw because everything has a size, right?
Right.
In this game, I didn't see any bases to like signify.
Yeah. No, I so far in what's released, the only things that like would scream to me as obviously could be thrown by some characters are the crates and things like that.
Yeah.
Like Jedi could use the Force to throw that across.
Yeah, Jedi could throw it with the Force. Eventually, we'll have Wookiees would just throw it.
Throw anything.
Anything. Yeah.
Maybe that's when they'll add some rules for throwing.
Yeah.
When you've got the characters that can toss anybody or anything.
Yeah. That's also so the troopers of various era and the Wookiees. That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the Wookiees. I bought multiple sets of them for Legion when they came out for Legion, even though I've never played a lot of Legion, just because I wanted to paint some Wookiees.
Yeah, fair.
That is our high ground terrain.
And on
incidentally one of my least favorite lines in Star Wars, but that's okay because they redeemed themselves by naming the Obi-Wan one the Hello There pack.
And last, the Dooku pack.
Yes, Dooku, Jango. I mistakenly earlier said Jango was in there, but Jango is not in there. It was a Death Watch Mandalorian that I pointed out as Jango. Right. Jango is in this set. More don't eat it.
There we go. Too late, as you said.
And we've got your sprue, your 4 bases in here. Got some Magna Guard capes. Got Dooku's cape, which will be an absolute blast to paint. Same with the Magna Guard staffs; those are going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Maybe practice some object source lighting on. This is another one that has some options. So Dooku, I'll show on here. Dooku has the option of having his hand outreached as if using the Force, or to have that hand covered in Force lightning as if throwing lightning at
you. I like the options, right?
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, you can't do anything with the extra hand. Like with the helmet, you can.
You can, yeah. You can glue those onto things.
I mean, I suppose you could do something with the hand, but
if anybody has any ideas, let us know.
You're right.
I could glue it to your base, but
if they release a like a Death Star terrain pack, you just glue it to the floor.
Could build an Alderaan board and have pieces. Again, with just the great art on these cards.
Yeah, I like that they went with like a full art.
Yeah,
like just
it looks great. It's great. Like they could have gunked this up with lots of text.
Mm-hmm.
They could have just put their heads and added this text to here.
Yep.
But I think it's so much better to have your cards for what your abilities and stuff are off to the side of the board and just draw these amazing full art cards for who you're.
And that's another thing. So certain characters have tactics.
Yes.
Which is denoted that's the only piece of information here is that this guy has a tactic. Yep. The way tactics are used is they have to be activated when you activate your character, right? Yep. They immediately activate.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to remind.
Yeah, it's a great way. Yeah. Oh wait, I have other things I can do here.
Yep.
Hold on. And then more of our cards here. This is one of the things. Dooku's card here is one of the items that has been errated today to make him a little bit more powerful. You can find the full errata list and the updated rulebook should you choose to print a whole new rulebook on their website. It's linked right on the front of the Shatterpoint website.
Yeah, we'll link it in the bio too.
Yeah,
so
we'll throw that in there too, so you can find it. But yeah, that is everything that released today. Other than there is an early release Ahsoka Tano Padawan figure. So the little bit younger version than the Ahsoka that we got in the core set. But those were very, very limited to stores, and our local stores here either did not get them in some cases, or got so few that they decided they were going to raffle one off and use the rest as prizing for future tournaments.
Yep.
Which I think is a very fair way to do it when they had a lot of people pre-order the
game. Yeah. You can only please so many people, and it's probably the fairest way to do it.
Absolutely.
So that's everything that we have right now. We're definitely going to put together some assembly videos, some painting videos, and once we have all of our pieces put together, we'll put a game together for you guys and make a let's play, show you how to play.
Absolutely.
That's it for everything for today. I'd like to thank our Star Wars expert, Jedi Wookiee.
Absolutely.
Fitting, yeah, very fitting. For joining us, he will be taking the lead on Shatterpoint, as this is kind of his shtick. But we'll be here to play every step of the way. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.